I don't need an explanation for this. If you've been under a rock for so long or haven't heard of Sonic Legends Cyber Shell, listen more. Sonic 4 is an episodic Sonic game consisting of 2 episodes? Oh, wait. Why only 2? What's going on here? Oh, I get it. Sonic is off to another adventure with his pals to stop Eggman once again with awesome new levels. Maybe Eggman hit big time and captured Tails and Knuckles, and you play as them when unlocked in the episode. And then in the second one, it's finished off with a huge boom with Eggman's new invention to take over the world! That's it? They were fine, but... that ending! That ending! Wait, hold on, let me check something. 2012. It's 2023. Was the series abandoned? We know Sega, always making those oopsies. But apparently this was too much of an oopsie... Oopsie? But apparently this was too much of an oopsie to never pick up again. Why is that? I know that Sonic fans foam at the mouth when Sonic bad, drool if Sonic's good, then a few years later they appreciate the bad and hate the good. Jesus Christ, pick to like a game or not! But with that in mind, I believe that Sonic 4 might be the new hidden gem in the Sonic franchise in a few years or so. Or it might not. You never know. Don't bother disliking, it does jack shit. Anyways... let's start off with the first episode. This is Sonic 4. The story is simple for the first episode. Eggman is back at it again to try to make Eggman land, and it's up to Sonic to stop him. Simple enough. The game plays like Sonic 2, but no Tails. You got the spin dash, and of course, because something is always added to 2D Sonic games, examples being the peel out, drop dash, double jump, insta shield, you get the homing attack. This was when Dimps started to love the homing attack, a bit too much outside the advanced series of games. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. It's not Dimps' fault, the game is like this. It's Sega's. Think of it from a game that was supposed to be mobile only. Say you've already finished everything for your new Sonic mobile game, and Sega comes up and says, hey, we need this game on mobile and consoles. Now what? Everything's finished on the phone version. Do you have time to modernize it for the modern hardware? You have the PS3, Wii, Steam, and Xbox to go through. Most likely not, as Sega works on a time limit. Why do you think Sonic 06 was a buggy mess? Why do you think Origins fucking sucks? Sega was on a strict deadline. Anyways, starting off with Splash Hill, the green hill of this game. Right, this game remixes a lot of classic stuff. Get used to it. But this is a nice stage to get used to Sonic. I guess I should mention that you can get Sonic up to high speeds if you use the air dash multiple times. It's nice to do for time attacks in the speedrun. Other than that, this is a pretty decent first act. Of course, if you get 50 rings and reach the end, you get to go to the special stages, like true Sonic fashion. I hate these! I've grown to kinda like them, but they're still rather annoying. Anyways, it's a different take on Sonic 1's special stages. Instead of moving Sonic, you move the stage. And to top it all off, there's a timer. Don't get me wrong, I love Sonic special stages, even if they're wonky. It's an optional collection of stages that can be real fun when you get the hang of it. And getting all of them rewards you with an extra stage, or even better, being able to go super. It's better than just beating a boss, collecting red rings, or being hidden. Or using them as a plot device. I mean, what? True, Sonic 1 special stages are tricky, I get that, but you're in a maze that's consistently moving clockwise and counterclockwise, and your only two is jumping and moving left and right, and you gotta hope gravity is on your side. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, by pressing the jump button, the maze shakes, making Sonic bounce. Forgot to show that. Anyways, up next is Casino Night. I mean Casinopolis. I mean City. Casino City. This is your all-in-one stop to grind extra lives, especially in Act 2. I guess I should also mention that the game loves one-off gimmicks. The act centers around it. That one specific gimmick. Splash Hill had vines and zip lines, like an adventurer would use, I suppose. This stage merges Carnival Night and Casino Night and uses gambling as its gimmicks. That means we got pinball mechanics and slot. Let's see how I do. Big money, come on. That's fine. Act 2 is where you get a card aesthetic. And this is why I said Act 2 is a good grinding spot. You see, there's these cards lined up where you can run or in a grid, if that makes sense. If you match 3 rings, you get 10 rings. Shocker. If you get 3 Sonics, that's a life. The stage is broken, and if you reset the stage, your lives don't go away, they still stay. Who thought that? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh right, the mobile version. The mobile version of Act 2 is completely different. It takes the pinball mechanic from Act 1, of course, making it into a neat little challenge to collect a certain amount of points. It even has unique music. I'm not sure why they made the decision to make a new stage to go over it. Maybe it would be too hard? A pain in the ass? Who knows? Act 3 is all about cannons, but instead of waiting for it to aim itself, you can now aim for yourself. Pretty nice gimmick. I hope Sega makes a 2D Sonic game do something like this with the cannons. Lost Labyrinth, $10 to whoever guesses what this is remixing. Act 1 involves ancient traps, boulders dropping and rolling after you. It's a nice idea how this ancient city, you can say, has these traps here for someone who visits getting their hand on. I'll get there. Act 2 has you riding minecarts and dealing with the dark. Fun. I recommend getting all 7 emeralds here, because Supersonic lights up the area. And lastly, the true labyrinth itself in Act 3, as well as wall chases like in Sonic 3. The level order here, it's kind of strange. Wouldn't you want the third act to be the dark area? Like you're going in deeper? Final zone, Mad Gear. Okay, this is a real doozy. 20 smackers to whoever guesses it right. Think of this zone as the anything goes zone. You got the hated badniks from every Sonic game ever, steam pipes, gears, another roll run. But before we get to the final stage, we have to fight Eggman. Surely he has something up his sleeve. Oh. Oh my god. Really? These bosses are just rehashes. Okay, to be fair, there's at least one new boss, you could say. But these? Let's just go through them. Boss 1, Ball and Chain. Yay. Casino Street, Electric Crane. Fun. Mad Gear, Eggman clones. Jesus Christ. For an IQ of 300, you sure love using ideas that you already used. There is Lost Labyrinth's Eggman chase like Sonic 1, but that's not the real boss. The real boss is its pinch mode. For some reason, each boss has a pinch phase after you go down to half hits. The Bulge and Chain have this slam attack. It looks nice. Too bad you only get to see it once. The Electric Crane goes up, and after you wait a bit, it'll spin and bounce in the arena. Too bad it has a charge. You'll beat it in no time flat if you know what you're doing. The Eggman bubble clones cannot be attacked, you'll get hurt. So in the pinch mode, he throws the bubbles at you. It's kinda like Sonic Advance 2's boss style. Honestly, the best one. Lost Labyrinth, after reaching Eggman, he'll summon pillars to crush you. It's tedious and a little annoying. But if you do die, you gotta slog through the water part again. There's not even that many obstacles in the water part, it's just tedious. And the more you play it, it's like, for fuck's sake, let me get to the actual boss already! Anyways, after defeating Eggman and making him flee outdoors, Sonic corners him and says something to him. I don't know what he's saying, maybe Baldy Nose Hair?
Baldy Nose Hair!
But Eggman flies off, and Sonic follows him via Tails' rocket, that came out of nowhere, to Egg Station, the final area. You gotta beat the 4 bosses like in Sonic Advance 2, but with less hits. But once you do, you chase Eggman down and you gotta fight the Death Egg. This boss is such a tank, requiring 24 hits to take down, and including an untouchable pinch state. In the first phase, it's normal Death Egg stuff. He walks, throws his arms at you, flies up to stomp you, he even blocks homing attacks. Now that's the smart egg I know. Weirdly enough though, no bombs. When you're behind him, he just flies back up. Why? Anyways, after half hits, the Death Egg robot malfunctions, leaving it in an electric state. Attacks are now wild. Each step is one giant leap, and the arm attack flies up in the sky. Hitting the arm in the air, or a few times on the ground, will send it flying back, neutralizing the Death Egg robot for a moment. This way you can get in more hits. The more hits you do, more attacks will appear, like electric orbs and the laser. Before the final blow, the Death Egg robot flies up and slams into the center, which is insta-kill. Hit him one final time and run out of there. And that's the game. Sonic runs out with his animal buddies, and that concludes Sonic 4 Episode 1. By the way, the rings are just optional. You get turned into Super Sonic if you collect all of them. There's no achievement if you do, so... My final thoughts? It's decent. While it felt dull, it was still a little fun, you know? The music is nice, but it's trying way too hard to feel like the Genesis. If you want a bite-sized Sonic game, this wouldn't hurt. Oh, and if you have this game on mobile or Wii, do a favor and turn off the tilt controls. But just like this game, I think this might be a multi-parter. Something tells me Episode 2 has something good up its sleeve. I know I have one. So, hey, do you want to play some Sonic 4 Episode 2? So, is that a yes? It takes the spin ball. It takes the pinball mechanic. It takes the spin. It takes the. Oh my god! I don't want to say spinball, but it's so easy to say.